Hello, welcome back to my channel. This time, get ready to be enchanted by the sweetness and charm of the best musical drama film of the year, none other than Wonka. The film adaptation of the legendary character Willy Wonka will narrate the early struggles of Wonka on his journey to becoming a renowned chocolate maker and owning the dream chocolate factory. Now, before you watch the film, check out this video first because we'll discuss all the important information and references you need to know before watching Wonka. So, don't waste any more time. Let's get started right away. Wonka is the third musical fantasy adaptation of Roald Dahl's novel Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, focusing on the origin story of Willy Wonka before he owns the legendary chocolate factory and meets Charlie Bucket. Directed by Paul King, who previously directed the film Paddington, with a screenplay co-written by Simon Farnaby and produced directly by David Heyman, previously involved in the Harry Potter franchise, along with Luke Kelly from The Witches and Michael Siegel from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. As a musical drama film, Wonka is intricately tied to its scoring and iconic songs that serve as the film's soundtrack. All the original songs are created by Neil Hannon, the lead singer of the Divine Comedy, and the musical scoring is composed by Joby Talbot, known for his work on the film Sing. One of the iconic songs in this film is Pure Imagination, which serves as the soundtrack for both Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and the film Ready Player One. The film is produced by Village Roadshow Pictures in collaboration with Heyday Film and the Roald Dahl Story Company, holding the original license for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It is also distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. The development of the Wonka film began in 2016 after Warner Brothers Pictures acquired the rights to the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory franchise. It wasn't until 2021, coinciding with the 50th anniversary of the original film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that it was confirmed that the Wonka film would be produced, starring Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. The shooting process commenced in the UK in September 2021 and concluded at the end of 2022. Originally planned for release on March 17, 2023, the film's release was unfortunately postponed to December 2023 due to various constraints. The film itself is scheduled for release in several Asian countries on December 6, 2023, followed by the UK on December 8, and the US and the global release on December 15, 2023. The film has a total duration of approximately 116 minutes or 1 hour and 56 minutes, with a rating suitable for all ages. Now, after the film's ending, don't rush to leave, as the film credits feature an interesting scene that is worth watching. Cast and characters. The film Wonka features various renowned Hollywood stars in its cast. It starts with Timothée Chalamet as the main character, Willy Wonka. Then, there's Keegan-Michael Key as Noodle, a young boy who becomes Wonka's bestie, Natasha Rothwell as Piper Benz, a former plumber who becomes Wonka's partner, Rocky Thakrar as Lowtight Bell, a former customer service representative who partners with Wonka, Jim Carter as Abacus Crunch, a former accountant turned Wonka's partner, and Rich Fulcher as Larry Chucklesworth, a former comedian who also becomes Wonka's partner. Sally Hawkins plays Wonka's mother. For the antagonist characters, the film introduces Olivia Colman as Mrs. Scrubbit, the petty owner of an inn, Tom Davis as Bleacher, Mrs. Scrubbit's assistant and love interest, Matthew Bainton as Fickelgruber, an evil businessman from the Chocolate Cartel, Matt Lucas as Prodnose, another villainous businessman in the Chocolate Cartel, and Patterson Joseph as Arthur Slugworth, a nefarious businessman from the Chocolate Cartel who becomes Wonka's main adversary. There's also Keegan-Michael Key as the corrupt police chief working for the Chocolate Cartel, and the legendary comedian Rowan Atkinson, who plays Pastor Julius, a corrupt clergyman also working for the Chocolate Cartel. Storyline. Wonka is a prequel to the 2005 film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory directed by Mel Stewart. The story is an adaptation of Roald Dahl's 1964 children's novel. In the novel, the story of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is essentially inspired by Roald Dahl's childhood experience of witnessing the rivalry between two major chocolate companies in England, Cadbury and Rowntree's. These two companies engaged in espionage and recipe theft from each other, leading to intense secrecy and protection of their chocolate-making processes. The main premise of the novel essentially tells the story of a genius chocolate maker named Willy Wonka, renowned for his legendary chocolate factory that produces various sweets and unique chocolates, widely popular worldwide. Wonka's success makes his business rivals jealous, prompting them to attempt to steal his secret recipes. To counter this, Wonka eventually closes his chocolate factory to the public and only collaborates with his loyal workers from a unique race called Oompa Loompas, who craft all the unique candy and chocolate products in Wonka's company. However, one day, Wonka realizes that he cannot work forever and needs to find an heir to continue his business. Wonka decides to organize a contest for children worldwide, with the prize being a golden ticket granting entry to tour his chocolate factory. The condition is that they must find one of 5 golden tickets hidden in Wonka bars scattered worldwide. These golden tickets are eventually discovered by 5 lucky children. They consist of a chubby boy with a passion for eating from Germany named Augustus Gloop, a spoiled girl from a wealthy family named Veruca Salt, a gum-chewing enthusiast named Violet Beauregard, a television addict named Mike Trevi, and a poor boy who becomes the backbone of his family named Charlie Bucket. In short, these children and their guardians are invited to Wonka's chocolate factory. There, Wonka guides them to witness the factory's magical and extraordinary processes for making his products. On the flip side, this tour serves as Wonka's way to test and select a suitable heir among the children. During the process, one by one, the children start to fall out due to incidents in Wonka's factory caused by their own misbehavior. Starting with Augustus, who falls into the chocolate river and is sucked up a pipe, followed by Violet, who turns into a blueberry after consuming an imperfect experimental gum, then Veruca, who falls into the garbage chute after trying to catch one of Wonka's nut-sorting squirrels, and finally Mike, who shrinks to the size of chocolate after unauthorized use of Wonka's television chocolate device, which can transfer chocolate to the television. In the end, only Charlie and his grandfather Joe remain. Wonka ultimately chooses Charlie as the winner who is entitled to inherit his chocolate factory. Charlie is also allowed to bring his entire Bucket family to live in the chocolate factory. This story was later adapted into 2 different films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in 1971 and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in 2005. Both films share the same story premise but with their own unique treatments and characteristics. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was made as a musical drama film with iconic songs throughout, different from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which focuses more on its narrative and cinematography. Nevertheless, musical elements are present, especially during the Oompa Loompa sequences and the accidents experienced by the children one by one. The differences are also evident in the background of Charlie and the Bucket family. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie is portrayed as a schoolboy who was forced to work part-time as a newspaper boy to help his struggling family, especially after his father's death. His mother works as a laundry worker, and Charlie supports his 4 bedridden grandparents from both his father's and mother's side who are no longer working. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka is shown secretly sending his assistant to pose as his business rival, Slackworth. He instructs his assistant to incite the golden ticket-winning children to steal one of Wonka's secret candies. This serves as a test for the children. If they are provoked, they automatically fail as Wonka's heirs. If they return the candy, Wonka will choose them as his successor. Wonka then evaluates the children during the factory tour, and one by one, they face accidents. On the other hand, in the film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka's background is presented differently. He is initially depicted as the son of a dentist who consistently forbids Willy from consuming any sweet candies. Due to his obsession with chocolate and other sweet foods, Willy eventually rebels against his father, focusing on learning about chocolate and candies until he becomes the world's greatest chocolate maker. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the main focus is on Wonka finding his heir, while in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the film explores Wonka's issues related to distance and trauma with his parents, which are resolved with Charlie's help. In the first film, Wonka pretends to reject Charlie as his heir before ultimately acknowledging him after Charlie passes the test. In the second film, Charlie initially rejects Wonka's offer because Wonka asks him to leave his family to work in his chocolate factory. However, this changes when Charlie helps Wonka reconcile with his father, leading Wonka to allow Charlie to work with him in the chocolate factory without leaving his family. Lastly, differences are also evident in Charlie's family background. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie is depicted as having only a mother who works as a laundry worker, while in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it is revealed that Charlie still has a father working in a toothpaste factory and a mother who is a homemaker. Now, in the film Wonka, we will be presented with a story and characters entirely different from the novel and previous film adaptations. From its synopsis, the film will focus on telling the adventure of Wonka to realize his dream of having his own chocolate shop. Unfortunately, he has to face evil businessmen from a powerful chocolate cartel in the city who are constantly trying to undermine Wonka's efforts. From here, with the help of his friends, Wonka must struggle to defeat the chocolate cartel and achieve his dreams. The film will also narrate Wonka's origin story with his mother and his first encounter with the Oompa Loompa. Movie recommendation. As a film recommendation for those who want to truly experience the character of Wonka and understand all the Easter eggs and references in the Wonka film, you can directly watch the 2 previous film adaptations, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971 and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005. However, if you enjoy reading books, you can also delve into the original novel, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. So, there you have it, everything you need to know before watching the Wonka film. If you've already watched the film and want to provide a review, feel free to write it in the comments section below. You can also give a score for the Wonka film. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe as a show of your support for this channel. And remember, do one act of kindness today. See you on the next video, guys.